Welcome to Board Game Archaeologists, where we play time-worn games from the past. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Rob.
And today we're looking at The Last Straw.
The Last Straw is a Schaper company game made in 1966. I have two different versions here. I have the rope version, which you've seen in the Don't Spill the Beans and the other ones. We have more coming up with the rope, but I also have a nice flat box one with better art. I love the flat box artwork. This is a game for people 3 and up, and really you could play with as many people as you'd like.
The object of the game is to take turns placing these straws into the camel's saddlebags and try not to be the one to break its back.
The straw comes in 4 different sizes, the red being the smallest, blue, green, and then yellow being the biggest, and that's for those aggressive first moves.
Well, let's take a round.
Sounds good. I'm going to start because I'm older.
Oh! And that would break the camel's back. And that's a round of The Last Straw.
The Last Straw is basically a 2-part camel with a rubber band in it. Believe it or not, the rubber band is really hard to exchange, and I'm not sure this has ever been exchanged since 1966, and it still works pretty good.
It has its moments of wonkiness, especially if you spin it or if it collapses and it kind of gets spun in one direction too long.
Right, and if you spin it, because what you're doing is creating tension, if you add too much tension, you could fill that whole thing up 4 times without it going down. So you really got to work it to spin it to get that tension tighter and then loosen it up to get it so it falls somewhere in the middle of where you are and not where all of your straw, little wooden sticks, are filling it up.
So what'd you like about this game?
It's super easy. Outside of setup, I mean, with the rubber band and getting it so it just doesn't last all the time, you have to work it just a little bit. But after the second or third time of filling it up and you wheel it back a little bit, you pick it up pretty good. But I like the way that it's just a super simple game. It's been around since I was a little guy, and I remember it all my life, and that's probably why I have 2 versions of it. What'd you like about it?
Well, I mean, for one, that picture on the front of the board game, the non-rope version, is just great. That imagery is kind of hilarious.
They don't show the camel screaming on the toy as they do on the box art, which is kind of sad.
But yeah, no, it's super easy. I like the fact that they colored the sizes differently. They could have just not, and I think it would have been more or less similar to the same, but I think it's just a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a fun plastic game, like in the 60s when plastic games were being big, and it's probably one of the things that drew me to it is having a big plastic piece. I've always loved giant plastic pieces, and you'll see in the collection that you'll see a lot more of them.
Yeah, it's just a great little design. Very cute.
Yeah, so once you wheel in the tension, get it so it's a playable game, you could play it with 2 people. You could play it with as many people as you want. You had the idea of making it where you try to break the camel's back and try to put enough weight into it. And in the beginning of the game, you do use the big ones first and be aggressive, so you get to that point. But once it's wheeled in right, that can be dangerous too.
You could also kind of do an elimination round kind of thing where you have 4 people adding to it, and whoever breaks it is out the next round. There's a lot of different ways that you can take it, and I kind of like that about it.
Yeah, you can. Hey, if you want to see more games and toys and what we're looking at, you check us out at toyarchaeology.com. Check us out on Facebook and our group and page, and don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.